Hello, hello. I just realized that I think the title of the stream says SO files and not PO files. Yeah, it does. I gotta change that everywhere. Hey, Stella. Let's edit this. There we go. Okay, easy peasy. Done with that. So yeah, where we left off this morning was I was splitting up the solution files, and now I gotta figure out what to do about this stuff. Like we have a bunch of different index layouts. And yeah, I gotta change some stuff. Line in title, can never trust again. Oh, I don't blame you. I do not blame you. But I do hold it against you. How's your life going, Sinistello? All right, so this file needs to be here, I guess. And then this file shouldn't even exist. Is that right? Is that how that works? Like, what are these? Do I need these? I mean, I guess we could just test it out. Yeah, let's go find out. So here's the file. Let's close everything. Okay. So if I just delete this, what happens? How do you even delete this? Delete. Now can I type claw.md? No, I cannot. What if I restart the IDE? Probably should have paid attention to what I deleted. I think it was in the root level. So maybe I don't need ones next to the SLNX files. I don't know. All right, is this working now? Whoops. Whoops. Come on. Claw.md. No, it's not working. Okay. Life's been a little funky. Bev and I were both super tired yesterday. Just napped together pretty much all day. That's not bad. Wait, yesterday was Tuesday. maybe yesterday or Memorial Day that wouldn't have been as bad. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, hope the funkiness improves. Hmm. Hmm. It seems like this isn't working from this location, and I definitely shouldn't have done what I did just there. Hmm. Well, let's go find out. What happens if I search for... Huh, that's weird. Yeah, what happens if I search for Claude or find it in here, file system? I don't even need Claude. Yeah, I just want to use this as a test. Huh, that's strange. Yeah, that's strange. Is it finding things like the README? Hmm. Game resources. It's not finding any of this stuff. It just says no index. So I guess I need to index this include. And now it will have modified some other file. Where even is that? I don't know what's going on. At least he had work off yesterday and today too. I think he took off an extra day for his birthday. Oh, happy belated birthday to him. Yeah. Hey, Galaxy Inferno. Ready to be inspired to take lots of notes to clear my head. Twitch notifications super late. I wonder if not first. Just got a notification. You've been live for 4 minutes already. Yeah, the Discord ones are usually on time, and now I deduplicated them. Hey, Schwartz. But yeah, I hope you are able to clear your head. I'm looking forward to clearing my to-do list, but I got to figure out this problem first. And this is a little difficult. There's so many files here. Oh, I deleted this. Okay, I think I need to roll this back, which would just mean that it's not deleted. No, but this is the wrong thing. Yeah. All right, so this is included. So I should be able to find this now. Yeah, I can. How's this working? This seems to imply that this file is being respected, but I can't find the README anymore. I think because this is in a different location, I need to do like dot 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 README or something. Does that work? Maybe just two dot dots? Aha! Yes, that works. Okay, so these paths need to change. That's the important part. So tools is probably, I don't actually know if tools is needed here. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit tough to figure out. Let's keep looking at this. Tools, I don't even see tools. Oh, because it only starts here. So we need to like add in something like this. Does it now appear over here on the side? Still no. Can we find files in there? No. Yeah, I hadn't thought of this problem. I think the solution needs to be above everything else, which makes this rather unfortunate. I guess we could just keep including stuff like this, though. Did just close that file? Yeah, that works. But then we can't see it in the solution view. I don't know what you're supposed to do about this. Oh, this is such an issue. Okay, so anything in the root of the the SIAVT folder can't doesn't show in the solution view now because it's not part of the project. Maybe we make it part of a project. You can give it package references, project references. Can you tell it about random files? I don't think we've ever done this, but it might be possible. We don't have many other ones of these. No, we don't. Feature tags. What is feature tags? Oh yeah. Oh my God. We're gonna need to migrate all this stuff over too at some point. Yeah, I don't see anything else here. So I can't put it in the solution. There's got to be a way to do that. I'll just ask ChatGPT. So how do I, in Rider, I have a folder structure like this. Root SLNX. A Darkstorm. Yeah, a little bit of a localization battle. So project.slnx. And then some like readme.md. The project actually doesn't know about this at all. Okay, so yeah, without moving the folder/file structure at all, how do I get Rider to show readme.md in the solution view of the Explorer? It's technically not part of the solution right now, but I'd like it to be. You can probably either point, I didn't even mention a CS project file. Wait, check current behavior. Oh, searching the web. Okay, I was going to say. Yeah. So I didn't mention the CS project file here. But there's probably some way either in a CS project or in a solution file to tell it like, hey, these files belong. Man, I'm glad I wrote the notes from before lunch. That we're just doing this for Rider's sake. I should probably just go write those notes down now, huh? usage with Godot. So I needed multiple .slnx files. So once I had multiple CS proj files, for example, I have a game project and a tooling project. The tool isn't exactly private, but end users shouldn't have access to it so that it doesn't bloat the build. So however, yeah, if I added it if I only had one .slnx file and added tool.csproj to it, then it would make it to players' computers, even if I didn't reference it from game.csproj. As a result, I split the solution file into game.slnx and game dev slnx. Godot actually only cares about the project file. I needed to put these in separate directories since Godot only actually seems to care about the CS proj file, or seems to find the solution based on the name of the CS proj file included. Yeah, as a result, pathing to a different to reference to game dev doesn't actually change the exported build at all. Join lane, what's the issue? It's like a cascading set of issues. So here's where it started. I need to convert from CSV to .po files so that yarn spinner dialogues can be localized through weblate with arbitrary IDs. And that's fine. That's not a problem. We got that pretty much working. But in order to do that, so I made a converter tool. Now I want to be able to edit the converter from Rider without having to open a new solution. So what I did is I took my solution file that we have, siabt.slnx, and I pointed to like the game and the tool. Problem with this is that the tool ends up in the exported build. So then I split it into a solution file for us and a solution file for Godot. So Godot uses this one, which just has game.csproj, and we use this one, which has both projects. But now the problem is I can't access files from the root directory anymore without explicitly including them, just because of how solutions work. So I want to see how this is supposed to add it as a solution item via solution folder. Open the solution in solution view, right click solution mode, add new solution folder, name it something like solution items, right click that folder, choose add existing items, select root readme. Really? That sounds easy. Right click the solution node, click add new solution folder. Wow, interesting. Solution items. Cool, yeah, easy. And then right click that and click add existing item. And then just select everything we want. Pretty nice. So let's take that. Why is it messages ammo there? That shouldn't be there. Okay. Cool. I guess that fixes that problem. So now Now let's close everything. And now let's try going to README. Good. And Claude and agents. Yeah. Okay. So all that stuff's working. And when we do open one of those, it shows in the solution view. I think so. Oh, it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, it's showing it there. Nice. Okay. So that fixes that. So now we still got to figure out what do we do about this? Do I even need this here? Like, what if I don't do that? It still works. So I can just delete this line. Can I delete it from everywhere? Interesting. So what was this doing exactly? Index layout. If it's in the solution, it's going to get indexed. So I guess just adding it to the solution is probably best. So I should probably write that down here too. Index? Find in file dialog. So wait, we should search for some text that's in here, like Godot mono. Yeah, it's working totally fine. Interesting. Didn't even know about that. So there are a few options here. Option 1 would be index the file, which is these instructions. Option 2 is add it to your csproj file. Oh, project.godot. Is that working now? It is, but why? Man, that's strange. Why does that work? What if I search for this, for example? Yeah, what's causing this to be found? This isn't indexed. And it's not part of the solution. Oh, maybe it is part of the solution? It's blue. I don't know what that means. It's indexed. Wait, if it's indexed, then that means that it should be showing in one of these index files. And I don't see it here. Maybe there's another index layout file that I can't find. This was all deleted. There's got to be some other index layout, like git command to list files by name in the repo. I don't even need that. What am I doing? I could just do it this way. No, it wouldn't be in the repo though. That's the problem, right? Although we do have 2 of these. So it's not that one. And there's only one other one. So let's go look at the other one. And it's not this one. So I don't know. But there's attached folders here. Maybe that has something to do with this. I'm not sure. Oh well. I don't know. Oh wait, in your csproj file. Oh, that was the answer, right? It's in here somewhere. Project.godot. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So this goes in your csproj file. I see. I'm not sure what's best to do for this. Yeah, huh. So this included it into the csproj file. So you can either have Rider index it, you can have your csproj index it, or you can, what was the third one? The one I just discovered. Or you can add it to your solution. So when you add something to your solution, what does it do? Yeah, what if we search for solution items in here? It's probably not going to find anything. FFI solution items. It did not find anything. It's got to save this somewhere in some XML file. And it might be a new one, so let's just keep searching this until we find it. Wait, what am I doing? I can just do git diff pb copy. Nope, I don't see it. So it's not something that gets checked in? What? Where's that get saved? Where does that get saved? Is this local? Attached to solution? Isn't that already done? Hmm. I don't know where it saves this configuration. Like if I rename, can you even rename this? Yeah, I can rename this. Okay, so let's call this something like A, B, C, D, E, F, G folder. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I just want to see if I can find this through here. Graph dash I. Yeah, no, I cannot. So it's not something that gets put into source control, which means it must be in the idea folder by default. It's not there. Project settings updater. It's not there. VCS.xml. I don't think this stuff is private. No, this is not private. And what's the last one? Workspace. It's not here either. The only other thing it could be in is another idea folder like, whoops, here. There's nothing in here, just this. There's yet another idea folder in here. Man, I gotta change the timing on typing a hyphen. It's not in here though. Man, crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Whoops. Huh. Okay, well, let's ask this too, I guess. Where does writer save solution items on the file system? Wouldn't everyone else on the development team have to perform these same steps? This is probably something I could export into some common folder. There's a way to do this, but yeah. Okay, so add it to your CS proj file. I did this by, well, actually, this is where include showed up. I just right clicked this and then include was one of the options here, I thought. Maybe it was tools include. There's indexing. Somehow I added yarn to this. I think through here. Yeah, there it is, include. So from the file system view, go to include, and that does it. So tile sets, for example, let's just try this. I'm going to click include. That should have modified this. Yes, it did. Okay. You can do this by switching the Explorer to the file system view, then right-clicking a folder and choosing include. You can see your main SLN. I haven't pushed this yet, though. I have 2 solution piles now. It will then show up like this in the .cs proj file. Okay, and option number 3 is, and we could change this to a 1 and this to a 1. Oh, I think it replaces it for you. Yeah, I think it does. Is add it to the solution. You can do this like so. So we got to get the instructions from here. Okay, so yeah. In the solution view, right click the solution node, the root node. choose this, name something like solution items. Right click that folder, choose add existing items, select your files. All right, so what's the answer to this new question? So wait, is this what you're doing? I don't know. Let me take a look. Apparently, yes, that is what I'm doing. Why couldn't I find this? What? Oh my God, because I'm just doing git diff. I need to check the new files. Okay, okay, okay. This is a new file, right? Well, it's a moved file, I suppose. It doesn't even actually find it. Wait, what? Oh no, it's because I'm in some like wacky directory here. Yeah, there we go. Now there's the SLNX folder. Okay. Oh man. Well, I guess I was showing up here too, right? No, it didn't show up here for some reason. Interesting. Yeah, so that's why I couldn't locate it. All right. Yeah. So also I want these to be like regular bulleted lists. And then yeah, here too. Add it to the solution. After doing this, you should see a change to your .sln or .slnx file like this. I'll just paste this like so. And we'll just rename this stuff to make it simpler for the sake of my notes. Game and file path equals project.godot. Sure, solution items. Fun, fun, fun. There. Well, I guess we had this in a couple times. Okay, so which one of these is best? This is going to go in the solution, so I guess this is best. This would work for everybody. Actually, so would the CS project file. Which one makes more sense? Probably putting it in the CS project file. Index the file in Rider. So if you do index the file in Rider, it'll show up in one of these files. All right, we are learning quite a lot. So in an index layout.xml, this will end up, the indexed files will be stored in an index layout.xml. In an idea folder. Close where you did it. Okay. So I didn't realize there were several different ways of doing this. I think putting it in the CS proj file is best, but I probably need to find out what this does. Content include. What does this mean? Hey, human puppet, how you doing? Content. Yeah, what does it mean to do this? I just want to find out what the content node means. Like, is this changing the build? Oh, an item is a named reference to one or more strings, such as file names. Items can, wow, interesting. They put an AI thing right here. Items contain metadata such as file names, paths, and version numbers. All project types have several items in common. Wait, what happened to content? Oh, here we go. Represents files that aren't compiled into the project, but may be embedded or published together with it. Oh, that's not what I want, I think. Oh, man. This is so confusing. Enjoying the heat wave in Europe. I'm sorry to hear about that. And hey, Phil, did your wife try the game yet? Yeah, she was the first person to play. And she liked it a lot. It says may be embedded or published. What happens with this? Represents files that should have no role in the build process. Wait, what? None. That's a thing you can do? Am I understanding this correctly? I could say none include. And if I delete this altogether, yeah, now I can't find project like Godot. Interesting. Hey, Magnus. Oh, nice, Chesta. Okay. Yeah, this is a lot to take in. And I'm still not even done. I need to figure out C# SLN folder. Is there a way I can find documentation on this? I'd love to just find the documentation. But XSD, which I assume is a schema. Yeah, sure, great. There's a folder, but what does it mean? I don't know. Oh, nice. This answered the same thing. What does folder mean in terms of build semantics? If I add project.godot as a content block to a csproj file, I think it gets included in the build. Does something like that happen at the solution level? Because I need to learn what's the difference and then figure out which one applies and then go do the thing. But we're what, 30 minutes into the stream and I've done basically nothing. I'm not trying to discount that I've learned a lot. I think that's important. So this is not a complaint. It's just I didn't expect it to take this long. Hey, Tony. Welcome in. Folder has organization semantics, not build semantics. Think of it as meaning show this file under this logical folder in the ID. It does not make the file copied output, pack into NuGet, blah, blah, blah. Build semantics live in MS build files. So all this does is puts it in the solution view, basically. Interesting. They will then show up in the find results. And also, oh man, there's just so much to do. So I do like git ignore. Yeah, I guess in find/search results, I'll just say that. This has no impact on the build since it's a rider specific setting. All right, add it to your CS proj file. You can do this by switching Explorer view, then right clicking a folder and choosing include. It will then show up in this. So now we want to tab this back, I guess. Keep in mind that content implies that it will. It says may be embedded or published together. I just don't know what the maybe means. Required string published state of the content, either default, included, excluded, data file, prerequisite. I didn't do this. Yeah, I just have include. Oh, include is the published state? No, it's the that's strange. The only place the word include exists is right there. But it was content include equals, not content published state equals include. Maybe this isn't even the correct documentation. No, but none definitely worked. What if I hover over this in the editor? Does it tell me something more? Tag name include content files. doesn't help. Use folders and solutions to group project. It is not inherently linked with solution items. Yeah, I can't totally figure out this CS build or CS proj part of this. I don't probably want to use this, but I don't understand this. Also, there's an include here too. So I guess include is just some other aspect of this. Maybe we need to search for it at the top. It only shows up in these two things. Hey, Plush. You have copy to output directory properties as set. So I don't want to copy this stuff. I just want to see what it means when you type content include. Like, is this going somewhere? When I now build this, does the shader make it onto the device or the player's machine? And wouldn't Godot know about this stuff too? Like, am I including this twice? Yeah, I don't know. You know, I set to never. Yeah, but if I don't do anything by default, what's happening with it? Defaults to never. If define explicit defaults is set to true, otherwise defaults to the empty string. What does the empty string do? And it doesn't say what the default published state is either. Like, is it getting published by default? I guess what we could do is we could say copy to output directory as always, and then see what happens, and then compare it against what's currently happening. Hey, Goose. I'm not really sure. The output path relative to the configuration and or platform specific output directory of an item, including the file name. This respects to the link metadata provided. All right, let's just try something out here. So we've got, I'm including a DS store file. I know all that stuff's new. So this shader, for example, let's change the target path equal to testeroni / delete me.gd shader. Okay, now we're just going to go click the build button up here. That never happened before, did it? I don't think that ever happened before. Yeah, strange. But that's unrelated. Now, how do we figure out where this went? I've got no clue. I don't even know where it builds by default. I mean, it looks like it's building to a temp folder, in which case this path probably doesn't even exist anymore. No, it does. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where this is getting built. Do we have a testeroni folder now in here? No. Okay. I don't know what this does by default. Typically for files that may be embedded or published with the project, it's confusing from that documentation whether it actually is embedded or published by default. But there's also a none tag that you can use. Which clearly indicates that the file has no role in the build process. All right, and then added to the solution. this should just be for organizational purposes, not anything that impacts the build. That versus code. If you have a namespace in code, it should compile to its own file. The problem is I don't know where any of the build output goes to be able to examine any of this. So I think I understand enough about this now, and now I need to figure out where we put this. That's already done. So I can either add it to Rider's index, add it to the solution, or add it to the CS_proj file. I'm currently using multiple solutions. I guess you'd add it to Rider if everyone's just using Rider and you have no other reason for doing this. So it should probably be in the CS_proj with the solution file. Although you could check in your index layout. So I guess the question is, which scope does it belong in? A project or the whole solution? And in the case of project.godot, it's just one project. Yeah. So I would base where you, I think it almost always makes sense to put, not almost always, I think it usually makes sense to put this configuration into something that's checked in to source control, e.g. the project or a solution. Of the two, pick the scope that makes the most sense. A .png that's only used in a single, or not even a PNG, like a README or something. Only used from a single project should probably go into the CS_proj file. Hi, Pretzel. Hey, distro space. Adding copied output directory, copied project.godot to the build. Didn't do anything without it. So it doesn't seem to do anything? Okay. I don't think it is. And when you say to the build, how are you verifying that? Like, where are your build things going? Because I don't actually have a bin folder, do I? No, yeah, I don't know what that is. When you build project, there's bin folder and project folder. Yeah, I don't see one. Oh, you're saying when you export the project. Okay, I see. I see. But what I was wondering is the copy to output directory. There are like 3 locations that something could go when you export with Godot. There's the .pck file, there's the DLLs that you have, and then I guess there's like a direct folder copy. I never thought about this, but maybe this would be a better way of including licenses in what I've been doing. Oh man, I didn't know about that. I should probably test this. Okay, let's go try it. We're never completing this, are we? All right, so here's a target path. This is in the game project. Testeroni/gd or delete me.gd shader. Okay, let's go try this. So we're going to export this. Is it 13531, by the way? I'm assuming it is. Yeah. Nice Easter egg. Okay, so building is done. Now I can go into here and open this. And we should see a Testeroni folder in here now. Whoops. That was not what I meant to do. I meant to do the second one. Hello? Resources? I don't, whoops, see it in here. Yeah, where did you see it? Did I do something wrong? Target. Oh, whoops. Oh, you did copy to output directory. Oh, not target path. Whoops. Let me go find that. Wait, what? None can also copy? What does that mean? So what we set this to always or preserve newest? All right, whatever. I don't know. I'm just gonna test this because yeah, I wrote some code that runs in our build process for Skeleseller that adds in stuff like sheet music. I don't think we needed to do that. Well, maybe we did. I don't know. Yeah, I'm so turned around right now. We're about to find out though. All right, so go delete this and go make sure this is done. It is. So now we can launch this again and then go into this and see something in here. Assets, shaders. Interesting. And it puts it in both of these, so it's actually duplicated on disk. Oh, that's really bad. Yeah, that's really bad. Because it should be in the PCK file. Interesting. Here's just set, oh, and hey Xyletics, I don't know if I said hi. I guess just set all as none since it's only for writer to find them. Yeah, we could. And hey Ultramark, it's not translation time, just setting up for localization. So we won't be doing any translations yet. Note if you, I'll just say at least with Godot, if you have this sum.asset in your CS proj file, it'll output to every build target. For Mac OS, this means the files will be duplicated. If they're just for use in your game, you'd be better served by keeping them in your game folder so that they go into the .pck file. Okay, just hold on a second. So where was that tool that I ran? Unpack or something like that. What was it called? PCK Explorer. There it is. Yeah, this. I want to find. This is not how you run this. Where's the correct way of running this? Let's go find out. Export Godot PCK Explorer. .NET and then the DLL. This isn't even how you're supposed to do this. It is how you're supposed to do it, but I need the correct path to it. I think it's in my downloads folder. Yeah, it's got to be this one. Oh boy. Input file does not exist. Yeah, because it's here now. Hey, we did it. All right, so we should see a shader in here, right? Yeah. How does it know to include that? Just by virtue of exported resources? Yeah. Okay, great. I understand everything. What I did not do, by the way, is put a -L here, which we do need. There we go. Slapped. How do you pronounce it? I just say stuck in a broken tutorial. Let's see a bat. Syabbed. Felt like you never left for your lunch. A blur because of your meetings? Or a blur because of how much stuff has been happening today on my stream? So yeah, I want to finish this note over here. You better serve by keeping them in your game folder so they go into your PCK file automatically as part of the export. This is a Godot specific thing, and it's in my rider note, which is a little bit weird, but whatever. Okay, so what did I decide on this? That I need to collapse everything that I've done. So this file probably shouldn't exist at all. Can I just delete it? It might get recreated automatically. This file is probably a waste of time. Actually, you know what? This is the one case where you probably should use riders indexing for git ignore, for example. Everything else I don't think is important. Just work in general, I see. Yeah. Yeah, that horizontal scroll bar just threw everybody off. Press will apologize deeply. He just doesn't know how to express himself. Okay, so when deciding between the above three options, rider indexing, I only use this for .git ignore so that I can quickly open the file from rider. In VS Code, yeah, like I wouldn't expect this to be in the CS proj file. And then CS proj, use this for most files, as long as the file is scoped to that particular project. And .slnx, use this for something shared across the entire solution. Yeah, that's probably how I do this. Hey, Taras. See about. You gotta be careful about those sorts of things, though, because if I actually do end up talking about it like that, no one will know what I'm saying. Like, what is C about, and how do I search for it, and what does it mean? I'll probably just say SIABT. I'm guessing C about saves like 40% of the time it takes to say the 5 letters. We'll see about that. See ya, bot. Goodbye, bot. So yeah, we got to make all these changes now. So I think this git ignore should actually be here. I think everything else should probably not be here. And then explicit excludes, I think those are fine. Oh yeah, that's probably good too for excluding something, because I don't know how you do that in a CS proj file. For including something, I only use this for git ignore. For excluding, actually, wait a second. Can it? Wait. Is this because I included the tools director here and I should have just been more specific about it? It may make sense to add something here, like a bin folder, but it should probably be in your git ignore anyway. Okay. So yeah, I wanted to delete this whole file, but first I want to save it. So there it is. And now we get rid of everything except for the git ignore. That's fine. Okay, great. Now if we search for git ignore, doesn't even work. Really? I think it's because it's up a couple of directories. Yeah, I think that'll work now. Yeah, that works. Okay, great. So now what? Now I want to search for farm.yarn. That worked, but that worked because I just included it in the solution, right? No, did I include in the project? Yes. Yes, I did. Yeah, so that one maybe makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. But it shouldn't look like this. So we got to change all these to none. Project.Godot, that's fine. Like the shader, let's say I didn't have this here. Now I try searching for the iris shader. Yeah, and I can't find it. But if I do have it here, and I delete this part, which is really important. If I do have it here and I search for the iris shader, yeah, there it is. Okay, I think this is reasonable. I think any text, like anything that shows up in shaders, so we probably just want to include this all together. And now can I still find it? Iris. No, you can't. We have a star? Is there a way to... Yep, that worked. All right, so we just want the GD shader file. If I don't have that, if I just put a star, I can find the UID file. I don't think I ever care about that. Although maybe I do. Now I can only find this. Yeah, perfect. Okay, we're getting there. We are getting there. The CSVs, I don't think I care about, but let's just say that we do for now. So now we can delete all this stuff. Translation files I definitely don't. The yarn file, I guess just star.yarn. And then what is this? Why is that there? What's even in that? Sure, whatever. All right, so what are we missing from over here? So we got get ignore, that's done. So this, just check, finished. Next, we got yarn, that's done. Now docs. What's in docs? What is in docs? Sounds and yarn spinner. Sounds and yarn spinner. Yeah, we don't have access to that yet. So where should that go? In the CS proj file, I guess? Yeah, it seems reasonable. So this is docs/star.md. Does that work now? Nice. And nice. Great. Okay, so that one's done. Next up is scenes. Scenes/star.tscn. This might not work. Now, how do we find this? Like farm tscn? I think we need to do /star/star. Hey, nice. Look at that. Wow. All right, so that one's done. Now the readme and the root. Hey, Busheros. Welcome in. How was the stream? How's everybody doing? We are doing some painful work. Actually, it's not really that painful. I think it's probably boring to watch, but it is a rat's nest of problems. And we just have to keep unraveling this and solving them. And then we unravel some more and find some more problems. But yeah, hi. And thanks again for raiding. Always good to see you in here. Honestly, learning a lot from this. What? Okay, I'm not being facetious here. What do you think is like the top lesson you've learned from this? Because I am curious. I have learned a lot and I've written in my notes. I think this is helpful, but like I'm gonna forget this after today probably. It's boring to watch. I mean, I think a lot of people are here to just kind of co-work. So as long as I'm saying something, that it's fine. They're probably not like super paying attention. Also, 5% of those viewers are from you. So I cannot take full credit. All right, getting too warm. All right, so what are we missing here? The README. README is somehow working, but I don't know how. Something's including it. The solution file's including it. Yeah, the solution file. I think this should be in the solution file. So this one's already covered then. And then tools. And tools probably we don't need to do anything about. No, we apparently do. Wait, no, we don't. I can just type program. Yeah. Hey, David. Listening while playing a mobile game. What mobile game? Adam is so boring that I have 236,000 channel points. General, how project files writer etc. works. Going to be using C# over the summer for my internship. Yeah, well, I gotta say, and I probably should publish these notes tomorrow maybe, but yeah, feel free to use these. By the way, feel free anybody to use these. These are notes at adamlearns.com, and I will publish these tomorrow. So this is not up to date now, but like I try to make all this public so that people can benefit from whatever I wrote down. So I will publish more of that tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah, look at how far down I have to scroll to get to Thursday, page 9. This is supposed to be a short to-do list. Publish my notes again. Monopoly Go, I see. Yeah. Have you spent any money in the game? All right, so tools, I don't think we need to do, and that's that. So the bin files shouldn't show up anymore. Yeah. So we probably can change the notes and make them a little bit clearer. They don't show up over here, do they? It's just solution view. Oh, we got to rename this too. A, B, C, D, E, F, G folder. Let's call this rename solution items. Oh, thank goodness. We are almost through this task. Sadly, I have. I think it's pretty common. I think they've done a good job probably monetizing. I haven't played the game, but I've heard that it's good at getting people to spend money. Scoring every time. Yeah, and the point of all this stabilization is to get to where it shrinks. So we're doing the opposite. All right, so what happened here? Did this get deleted? Yes, because I deleted the folder that this was in. So this actually should have gotten moved. Oh, man. Okay. I think we should take a break and then do this stuff. Wow. All right, so next up, commit. We need to migrate files to their correct locations. All I did is just split some files in here, though. Geez. All right. Yeah, I'll take a quick break, and then we'll keep tackling this. How long did I spend in the morning streaming? Oh my god. Okay. I thought it was shorter than that. All right. Well, I'd like to spend at least another maybe hour and a half. Break, break, break. Take that, Appressel. It's jump time. Hello again. Close the game. Hey, Strawn. Okay, so we're gonna trim this list down. I'm telling you. So let's get to it. All right, so here was our old idea get ignore file, which now needs to go into the new folder for dev. So here, I guess. Oh, it's already there. Okay, so then this looks fine to me. Great. This looks fine to me. Great. Yep. Cool. All right. Good. This does not need to be here at all. This does not need to be here. Yeah, but we do have other changes in this file that I think did need to stay. Yeah, so just delete this one line. Kind of funny that that's one line. And then what do we change up here? That's probably fine. That is not needed. Oh, wait. Oh, there should just be no changes to this? Hold on, I'm confused. No, okay. The reason this is confusing is because I was like, shouldn't there run a ton of content here? There is a ton of content, but I'm scrolling the right side of this file. So we jump from line 75 to the end. But if I scroll the left side of the file, then we see the other 675 lines. So yeah, this is what I expect. Great. Okay, cool. So far, we're making progress here. This is also correct. So we want to check that in. Yep, nice. Then we added a README here. 2 SLNX files. This is stuff I typed. This is for Godot to build a game. Do not open this one. Maybe write it like this. This is for us developers, open and writers, so that we can modify both game and tooling code at once without having to open separate CS proj files. In general, it should probably never be opened or updated. Godot should only ever need to know about the game project. Yeah, cool. Okay, next up is this. I just changed this myself. Cool, looks good. Then there was this. This got moved. That's fine. And then vcs.xml. This probably got created 3 times over. Yeah. Are they all the same? Yes, no, and no. Okay. Well, I think it copied it correctly, surprisingly, because this is the only one I care about. Started way late. That's what they all say. I started late. I was distracted. I had latency. I've heard all the excuses. All right, so get ignore probably needs to exist in at least 2 of these places. Why do we have 3 files then? This shouldn't exist. Oh God, that entire folder shouldn't exist, right? I don't think this file should exist. Yeah, I'm gonna delete this. This one should. And this one might have only existed because I might have opened this up myself directly. I know this is a Git file. This isn't even a writer specific thing, but it's mostly about writer files, right? Wait, it's in .idea. .idea doesn't get checked in, right? I guess what I could do is just try deleting this and then seeing what happens. So let's copy it. And I'll just point at it in the VOD. There, that's the path. Now let's roll back that one file. Not even roll back, it's just delete. So if that just spewed a bunch of extra files here, then we have a problem. Otherwise, no, I think we're fine. Okay, this is not needed, I think. This is needed. Catalog. Yeah, this is the new stuff. I didn't even look at this yet. I'm just going to assume this is good for now. What is this? GDSDK. Wouldn't we have already had one of these somewhere? Huh. I don't know. Let's go find out. SDK.xml. We did not have one. I bet we only have one here because it probably created a new file at one point. All right, I'm deleting this. This is very tricky, by the way. I don't know if this looks tricky or not, but discerning what was created from a temporary problem I had in Godot when it makes a solution file for you and probably creates this stuff too, because it doesn't know that it's C# maybe, and what is actually needed for the project. This is not simple. But the stakes are also pretty low. All right, so this is the index layout for the dev files so that we can access git ignore. Yeah, this is fine. Message merge runner, this is probably fine. This is probably fine. All right, now what's this stuff? This I think we delete. This I think we delete as well. Were any of these checked in to begin with? Project settings update or project settings? No. Okay, yeah. Then the new solution files, these definitely have to be checked in. This is fine. And now this stuff. So I think we put this here. And oh, what just happened? Everything got deleted. What? I pressed Command S. Does that do something dangerous in here? Oh God. What have I done? What is Command S bound to if not for save? Yeah, save. Did I not press Command S? There's a commit. Did it commit with an empty message? I don't know what happened. I have no changes now? No, I do have changes, just this stopped showing them. So this probably broke. So let's just restart. Oh my God, that terrified me. I was like, I'm not going through this again. I am thoroughly sick of what I've been doing here. All right, so this should just restore everything. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. I don't know what caused that. Yeah. So we had all these checked and we had almost everything checked here except for something toward the bottom. And I was looking at this. Yeah, this one's, wait, this should probably be deleted. Wait, where's the one I actually want then? There should be, if I just type a bunch of A's in here, does it wrap? No. Soft wraps. So yeah, there should be this file over there. Something I messed up. Something like this happened to me 2 days ago, where it just temporarily disabled it, or did it delete everything? So we basically remove all the tooling and analyzers from main solution file. I don't think our solution file ever had the analyzers, right? Our solution files have always just had just a single line in them. So they should be in the same place they always were. Which is here, yeah, net analyzers in the CS proj file. And then there was one other thing that was checked in, which I don't remember about. The reporting mechanism decided it wouldn't save my packages and just deleted it. Yeah. It's always the same when that stuff happens. If you're using VS Code or probably even Rider, other editors too, they sometimes take a built-in snapshot of your files as you're editing them. So like VS Code, for example, if I wanted to do this, I could go to like local history and then find entry to restore of a particular file. So I could be like, oh, program.cs had some issue. Let's go look at that. And yeah, I didn't save any of these. It just kept track of everything I've done in the last. Wait, what file did I pick? That there's history from 2026 and 2025? I don't know what I even looked at. Program.cs? Oh, I see. Yeah, wow. So this is what this looked like about a year ago. Interesting. I think we would remove them from there to prevent the bloat we saw in Skeleseller. I think everything's okay. Is there a problem we'd be solving with that? Because I want to make sure we're not just like kind of randomly doing more here, because this is already kind of tedious. All right, so we got to move that. that file. Let's go find that. That is in .idea siabt underscore dev .idea slash vcs.xml to, let's see if I can get this right, slnx dev idea. Overwrite. What? Why don't I see it over here? Something's wrong. Yeah, something's wrong. Can I do this? I'm gonna do this and probably regret it. All right, what do we just add? VCS, yeah, why is it missing from here? Oh, look at that. Some stuff just popped up. This is fine. No, something's still wrong with this. Ignored files? Is it ignored? No. Oh, here it is. What? Why? Okay, I might just be losing my mind here. Let me see. Can I copy the path of this? Maybe that's what I'm not understanding. Copy. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, that's actually a pretty cool feature. Oh, nice. That's really nice. I like that a lot. I know you can do that from the command line. Where is copy path? I don't see a way to copy the path here. I can jump to the source and I guess copy it from here. Yeah. All right, where is this located? No, this is not where I expect it to be. I expect it to be in the SLNX file or folder. It's not there, but it shows as being there here. What's going on? I'm missing something. Yeah, I'm missing something. VCS root configuration problems. The directory, what? What does it say? What does this error say? Oh, the directory is registered as a git root, but no git repositories were found there. How is it registered as a git root? What? Because there's a .git folder inside? Oh man. All right, let's go find out. There is no .git folder. What registered this as a git root? Did I just subtract this? Save? Oh my god, look at that. Okay, so some things changed, and now we have the file I'm expecting. And I don't know how we got into that state. Oh, you know what? That's probably what happened that caused... Okay, I think I know what might have happened. I think maybe I right-clicked this and then pressed S, and it did something in here that starts with an S. No, I don't know. Maybe something in here. Huh, interesting. Double stream is killing my watch streaks. I'm back to 3. Hey, Sarah. Yeah, I think you can watch VODs to like keep up the streak if you want, but it's not worth the hassle. Really need to learn Git. Done so many versions from scratch. Git is pretty simple to learn, I would say, especially if you're using GitHub because it just gives you the commands you have to run. But what your day-to-day kind of boils down to is committing files you've created and then pushing them. And if you're a solo dev, that's really all you have to do. And then you're just kind of protected. And then if there is a problem, then yes, you need to learn more, but that's not day-to-day stuff. So like every once in a while, you see me do this from like git log -1 to see what was the last thing I did, or diff last commit to see what was in that commit. It's like having diffs, having the confidence that I could wipe out entire files and everything would still be fine. Like, the only work I could lose is this at any given time. Everything else is saved in source control. So that is a massive load off your mind. And all it takes is for one project to go south and for you to accidentally delete everything and then be like, whoops, wish I'd had that saved. All right, well, this complicates things slightly because now I got to go figure this stuff out. We probably just checking these get ignored. I don't think it's going to matter. The name, sure. Does this need to exist? I don't think so. I'm going to delete this and just see what happens. Now, what about this one? This is in the index layout, but doesn't have to. Oh, no, it does have to be. Yeah. And this one was deleted. Okay, good. This is fine. This is also fine. This probably doesn't have to exist. If I go to Git and then roll back from here, does it say it's going to delete it? No, I see. Okay, that's fine. All right, cool. Now what's this thing? It's probably also deletable. And the final file, what is this? Workspace.xml. Deleting that. Okay, I think we're good. Oh man, I think we're finally good. So it was split converter tools classes up. So this should have been easy, but I intertwined it with another problem. Wait, no, this isn't wrapping. Oh, wait, is it? No, it's not wrapping. It should be. There's a setting here for that. Oh, what? Maybe it'll do it next time? Because that's the whole point of this, right? Body limit enabled true, level warning. Enabled by default true, right margin 50. Why isn't it following this stuff? Strange. Do I need to reload this? I'd rather not right now. So let's just look into that afterward. Reload rider and see if it's respecting my commit settings about wrapping. All right, should have been easy, but I intertwined it with another problem, separating into two .slnx files. I wrote in the README why I did this and which one we should use as developers, but it was incredibly tedious. Yeah, commit. All right, now let's restart the IDE and see if it's respecting my commit message settings, because I guess technically it was authored from outside of Rider, but Rider should have detected that it existed, but maybe it didn't because of that Git problem. I don't know. Why were there 3 solution files? One was deleted, so now there should only be FF type SLNX. Yeah, there are only 2 now. There's the dev one that we touch, and then there's the one that Godot. Wait, Godot doesn't even need a solution file, does it? Something's not adding up. Darn it. Man, I don't know if that even needs to exist. I wonder what happens if I just delete it. But first, let's check this out. So if I just type a bunch of A's, what happens? No, it's still not respecting this. For C#, it does need. It should, but it wasn't including the other project by default. Which makes me think something's amiss there. But something's definitely amiss over here. I wonder if we need this in the root. Yeah, maybe we do. Maybe I made a mistake. I don't know. Let's just go try to change it and see what happens. No, it's already all checked. What? Wrap when typing. Oh, that wasn't checked? Is that it? Still not working. I don't care about that. I don't know why this isn't doing anything. I think it only works with words. Oh yeah, now it's working. Okay, yeah, so it's just that I was typing too much at once. No, now it's not working anymore. No. Okay. Yeah, I think everything's fine. I didn't just change anything, so I'm not really sure what just happened. All right, well, whatever. That's done. So this is done. This is done. We're deleting things from the to-do list finally. But the next thing I want to look into is what is this using the solution for? So if I just go attach a script to this, and I call this delete me, does this work? Can I do gd ready gd.print hello world and then run this? Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah. I just need to make sure that worked. So just revert everything I just did. Yeah, nice. So if you use that, editor references the main solution from assembly name, I think it'll break debugging. So debugging only works through Rider to begin with, and it should work. So if I just put a breakpoint here and hit the debug button, it should break in pretty much immediately. Yeah, it does. Yeah, so everything should be fine on that front. And then if you try running from Godot, so let's say I put, oh, something just crashed. Okay. Well, I don't know what caused that. Maybe that was what happened here. Who knows? Maybe it's because we didn't finish initializing. But yeah, if I put in a gd.print, this is working. And then we go over here and hit play. It should print that out. Yeah, nice. Yeah, so I think everything's okay. Everything should be, yeah, just kind of normal here. All right, rename arguments and update the README. This is not stuff I'm going to manually do. I'll just give this to AI. So we got to go find out where this is. There should be some like argument handler. Yeah, update print usage, update the README. I mean, why even have a print usage and a README here? It's like one or the other, I feel. Catalog, convert options. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to have it just do this. So update convert options so that argument names make it clear when something represents an input location versus an output. Because I do not find this easy to understand right now. This right here. We have input base CSV, and we have a .pot file. Is this getting outputted? Is this inputted? I think it's outputted for this. And then I think the English is also output from that. Yeah, I guess it must be. EG -- pot should probably be. Well, how about this? I'll just, how do you get rid of this? There we go. So input should be renamed to input CSV. Pot should be renamed to its output, right? Output pot. And -- English probably shouldn't even exist. We should just specify an output location. Yeah, I think that'd be better. Rename input to input CSV. And instead of specifying -- pot and -- English, just specify -- output dir. update print usage and update the readme. All right, for this, I'm gonna, I guess, have it planned first. And how am I doing on usage? 83% remaining, resets in like 20 minutes. Yeah, so we're definitely not going over for this. Yeah, this would be nice. I want to knock out as many of these as I can. These changes here. And they're mechanical, so whatever. Just have AI do it. I'm not going to go in and change this stuff myself. And then we can start writing the prompt for the rest of the stuff. Need to change agents to tell how to build the converter tool. I'll just have it do that. So modify agents.md so that with instructions for how to build the converter tool. Currently, it seems like AI agents, or it seems like Codex is always trying to build using the games build instructions. So modify readme.md so that there are instructions on how to run the tests. Okay. We need locales in the names of the PO files. The code inside is what it's used. En has en instead of enus. Okay, so this should be done by now, right? Yeah. All right, so what's the plan here? Change converter CLI from separate file path outputs to a simpler directory-based interface. Yep. Okay, sure. Yeah, do it. Can you check if it breaks in if you play from the editor? I don't think it ever did that, did it? Because I don't think I've ever tried that. Because it didn't do that when we were using VS Code. Well, yeah, I can try that. It doesn't. But like I said, I don't know if it ever did. If it was doing that for you now, then yeah, it would probably be that we're pointing at the wrong solution file. Although even then, I'm not totally sure. But yeah, the way I always internalized it was running from Godot was you can update in real time, you can see collision shapes, and running from Rider or VS Code is you could debug. And this is how I've always internalized this. So if you're saying right now you can set a breakpoint in Rider, launch from Godot, and have it break in, that's news to me. I mean, that's something I wasn't aware of, so it could be something that's helpful if you're used to it already. But like we didn't have that working in ScalaCeller. And if I just broke that, which is definitely not working right now for me, then yeah, it's probably the solution problem. All right, so this is done. Let's go take a look at what it did. Looks good. Yep, looks good. Yeah, this simplifies a lot of the code here too. And it makes it clearer what it's doing. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Great, cool. Okay, all that looks fine. I'm just going to check this in. So have AI improve arguments. And I'll just paste the prompt in here probably. Where's my prompt? Copy. Prompt. Cool. Okay. So next up, these two things. Modify at readme.md And it's got to be this one. And then modify agents. Learns about how to build and test the converter tool. Cool. And yeah, just do these things. I mean, they're just README files, right? So it doesn't really matter too much. All right, next up, we need locales and the names of PO files, the code inside the files what's used. So I think for this, it's just, we have, I think it's going in the localization. Yeah, we have en.po. This should probably be en_us, in which case I can just go make that change myself. We'll just search for en.po. Yeah, so this should be changed to US, and this should be changed to US. We can make a British English translation if we want. I don't know how you typically do this because almost all the words are literally exactly the same. Some spellings change and probably some like very minor words change. If you're doing something humorous, maybe some of the humor might change too, but otherwise it's like click the settings button. It's still going to say click the settings button. But I don't plan on doing that. I already mentioned this earlier today. Like everyone gets US English, that's it. Maybe if we were making some like, you know, super widespread product or we were making millions of dollars or something. And even then, I don't know how many games differentiate between US and British English. Actually, that'd be kind of interesting to know that stat. Because my guess is it's like fewer than 0.1% of games probably do that. And when I play a game and I see use in words like color or favorite, I'm like, oh, they must live in the UK. And yeah, there's no like American English option for a lot of those games. I think ukulele was one of those games. It's taking a little longer than I'd expect. What is it doing? Oh, updated both docs. Okay, let's go look at them. It also, oh no, that was me doing this. So let's just go check this in. I also need to reload the project if I'm going to do that. Oh, nice. But I don't ever trust that. I was burned 1 or 2 times, so let's do this. Include English, but use the English flag. That'll give you some engagement. I should use the American flag. Okay, so rename en.po to enus.po. Shortcuts conflict. Next difference in 13 more shortcut conflict with Mac. Modify these shortcuts or change Mac OS system design. Do they? What? No, they don't. Let's just say don't show again. All right, so what did it change over here? To build yarn spinner CSV converter, run .NET build, no logo -VQ. Sure. To smoke test, run this, convert output, and confirm these exist. What? That's all that's doing? This is so stupid. You should make like a single command for this stuff. So this should fail apparently? Yeah, wow, great. And this should work, but this is going to stomp on /private temp. Okay, I guess it doesn't stomp on anything. I mean, ideally, this is made into a proper... Yeah, this is kind of silly. Enshrine the test logic in README into an actual test program or script or something. All right, so this is done. What else do we have? Yeah, so this is kind of done now. Then update the README. Oh, wait, I didn't look at the README. This is horrendous. This is absolutely horrendous. All right, so update README and agents files. This has build and test information. Test information is sorely lacking. Or not really information, the test process is sorely lacking. Which, I mean, we can clean that up in a sec too. All right, mark new strings as fuzzy if they're just going to be empty. What else do we have? Indicate when we do this. This is generated by... I don't think this is necessary. Yeah, it might be. Need to read me to explain exactly what's happening and why. That I can go do. So yeah, this I would like to do. When we generate something like French, for example, we need to mark them as fuzzy. For the converter tool, when we... Wait, don't we just merge? I don't know how that should work. I'm going to take a look at that. No obsolete. Yeah. All right. So when we run program.cs with merge, it produces... Wait a second. We must have already had the file, right? How did I even get that file in the first place? I have no idea how I got that. How did I produce this? Oh, just running this command? Be fr like that. Okay, let's go change all these. Okay, there. Yeah, I wanted to generate every file. Where is it? Here it is. Game localization yarn. So if I just delete these files right now and run this, what happens? Probably nothing. Yeah. It says merged en.po. What is doing that? Oh, maybe I didn't search for all of this. Huh, that's strange. I don't know what's doing that. Hey, Kevin, how goes it? Yeah, en.po doesn't exist anywhere. What's doing this then? It just said wrote this. It's this thing failing? Because I didn't build it first? Is that truly it? .NET Run doesn't build first? I don't know. Let's just click build. Now what? I run it and it says the correct thing? Yep. Oh no, it says merge still. Where's that? Yeah, that's the problem. Is it because the underlying file doesn't have the right locale? It might be that. Maybe we need to search for en. Ah, yeah, here it is. This should say enus. Okay, okay. My bad, my bad. That's on me. So .NET Run is doing this correctly. Yes, there we go. Okay, but I want there to be a French one of these. What's the best way to make this? Can I, whoops, can I just, where'd that go? Whoops. I think I accidentally closed something. fr.po. All right, so here's our file. I'm going to just delete everything and then save it and then run this here. It correctly wrote the file, but nothing is marked as fuzzy. I need this to be fuzzy. Yeah. when I run program CS like this, with an empty fr.po file, I get output like this. In fr.po. Could we mark all of these strings with fuzzy so that it's clear in weblate that they need to be updated? How close to the end of my usage am I? 5 minutes? Okay, I kind of want to try setting this to extra high and just seeing what happens here. In the meantime, let's look up message merge and fuzzy. How is this supposed to work? So there's just fuzzy matching. So what would be responsible for marking this fuzzy if there's no translation? Now, I'm kind of curious how much this is going to burn through as well. Oh, you can see this in real time? Because it's going to reset pretty soon. Yeah, I mean, I got to say, so far this has been going pretty well. If we can get this tool to work for this, I think that's the last like major change I need to make. Yeah, making the test logic better, then creating them. Yeah, this is easy. This is easy. This is something I can only do once I have the GitHub repo. So yeah, the rest of this stuff should probably be pretty simple. All right, so what is this? And add a small PO post processor in the merge step. It'll mark only non-obsolete entries with empty message string as fuzzy. So existing translations are not forced back into needs editing. Merge path now marks empty translations fuzzy. Building and then testing it again. Okay, cool. Yes, I think I was at 75% or 73 or something. I don't know what. It hasn't gone down like crazy. And it's about to reset anyway. And the odds of me using all of this quota is pretty slim. I think we've got a decent chunk of this stuff to work through. Not all of which is even involves coding. Like a lot of this is just going and making a new GitHub repo and then pulling it as a submodule and blah, 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 blah. Maybe we don't have as much work as I thought then. What are we down to now? 67%. I just want this to finish. So once all this is done, how will localization work going forward? So what we're doing now is the foundation. Once it's done, we'll basically ignore localization completely for the next year or two. We can't totally ignore it. So whenever we manifest a string, suppose we show like label.text equals, click the button. We are going to translate this. So we're going to do something like this. And that's it. So we'll just have some awareness of how we need to do this sort of thing. But yeah, other than that, I'm not going to do anything special. This is almost done. It looks like it was just on testing. So in the end, we used like, actually we used like 12% then, huh? Okay. Yeah. But I mean, if this is quality output, then great. Plus this is about to reset in like a minute. Yeah, now it's done. And the total it used was, I think about 13%. All right, I'll set this back down to high. Let's go take a look at what it did. There's only one file that has a significant amount of changes there. Were these deleted? They were deleted. I mean, I don't really care, but I'm not sure why they were deleted. Oh, because I renamed them. Yeah, of course. All right, message merge runner. What is this doing? Ensure header if empty. This is a dumb name for a. What is this? Isn't this incredibly dumb? Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter. No, this is fine. Because message merge, I think, is going to fill it in with the right pluralization. I want to test that out. Yeah, so I have some things to write down over here. Also, this didn't continue to go down, right? Yeah, no, it didn't. Wait, I should reset in just a sec. So ensure that we get the right plural forms in French when we generate a file. Ensure, or really verify, ensure strings are marked fuzzy if they didn't exist. Ensure existing strings aren't marked fuzzy if they had translations already. What else? I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah, and then write notes. This isn't really a verify thing. Write notes about how to make a new language file. You should just be able to touch. What's German? DEDE? It's got to be right. Yeah. And then run the merge step. All right. So that's fine. PO writer. This is my change. Empty merge targets are initialized with a minimal PO header. Empty translated strings are marked fuzzy, so WebLate shows them as needing review. Looks good, looks good. None of this really matters. And then fuzzy marker. Mark empty translations fuzzy. Yeah, I guess it's always going to be empty, huh? It's pretty interesting. DDD. German, German, German. This is gray, meaning it's probably not needed. Sure. Anything else in here? Line ending, normalized. Okay. If it's not obsolete and it doesn't have the fuzzy flag, I'm just going to kind of run this and see what happens. Yeah. Then what do we have here? Header initializer. Didn't this exist in two places? Oh, no. I just went from here into the other one. No, I went from there. I somehow got there earlier. Yeah, how did I get there? Maybe I clicked that before the other one. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, let's go test it out. So we have a file that has some contents right now, but we're going to delete them all. And then we're just going to run this tool. 5 streams. Yay. Okay, so it did not fill in the plurals. It did mark them all fuzzy, though. So now let's say I did have something in here. Some French words. And now we run this again. It should keep some French words in there. Yeah, it did. And it did not mark it fuzzy. Now, if it was fuzzy to begin with, then it should stay fuzzy. Yep. And yeah, the only issue is it should generate this for me. If I delete this, what happens? That's not good. Something is supposed to go create that. I think WebLate does, actually. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. I'm going to copy all of this into an archive. I'm going to go on to my local host version of WebLate. We're going to go make it. Oh, these are gigantic. We're going to go make a new component. Upload that zip. Here, here, and here. Project is going to, it doesn't really matter what the project is. Monolingual get text, sure. All right, continue. Please choose a file. Oh, I change the project and it gets rid of the file. Specify configuration. All right, component name. What am I doing here? Test French pluralization output. Repository branch, push, browser, format, file mask, base file. Okay, we got to do this correctly. I think we just do enus.po. And then we need a mask, right? Yeah. Star.po. What do we do about the POT file? I don't know. Let's just hit save and find out what happens. So all it found was English. That means that we probably needed to specify it differently. All right. I guess we do archive slash. Yeah. So file mask archive slash star.po. Archive slash enus.po. And save. Supplied configuration is incorrect. File does not exist. What? How did I not find French then? This can't be right. Yeah, so I'm guessing it didn't add French here either. It did not. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Components. Test French pluralization. Yeah, why is French not here? Maybe it can't parse the PO file? How about this? Let's try one other thing. Let's upload this again. And this time around, just configuration is incorrect. Oh, yeah, because it already exists. Test auto detect format. This. Oh, wait, it doesn't do anything special. It just sets up the basic stuff here, huh? Interesting. Do you need to add French in Weblate? I don't think so because it exists in the source files. Oh yeah, there it goes. It worked. What I don't know what was different. Yeah, I don't know how that just happened. So some French words show up, but so does needs editing. Did I mark that fuzzy? I probably did. All right, so let's change this. So we're going to say some updated French words and hit save and now go download. And what's going to happen is it will have modified the header to have pluralization rules for French, I hope. Please be the case. Yes, nice. Okay, so now we run the tool again on these files. So we go paste this over here, replace. So now I close everything over here. We go over to this, we open up VS Code, we paste that over there. So this is my updated French words and everything, and now we run this again, and nothing should change. Awesome. Selected regular or monolingual instead of regular. Yeah, I intentionally did that, but I did that the first times too. There must be something else that's different, and I don't know what it is exactly. Because I uploaded this. We call this something like whatever, archive 2, it doesn't matter. I know I typed 20 there. But when I chose this option, I only changed this to monolingual and then specified the base of enus.po. So something else must be different about this. I don't even see anything else that's changed. Whether users will be able to edit the base file, what does that mean? Oh, for English? Yeah, that's good. It's a good thing. Had a good co-working day with you. Almost done with my day, 30 minutes, and feeling like I got a lot done. Got a PR made, sent to CR, closed 3 issues. They're all kind of related and small fixes in the same file. Congrats. Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's been a good day here. Feel like maybe you didn't do it the first time. I might have misclicked it, but I actually earlier today had done this so many times, and I'm like, okay, here's how you get to it exactly. You scroll all the way to the bottom of the list, and then it's like halfway up the screen because this is not alphabetized and there's no scroll bar here. So I had to remember how to get exactly to this, but yeah, I might have messed up. Okay, well, this is working well. So now we got to try adding a string in English, which we're going to do through our actual scenario that we have here. So let's say we added a string right here. We say something like test, this is a new string that got added. So we save, we have to go over to our yarn project and open that and then click update. So now we should have a new string in the actually just in a CSV file. So we need to rerun the generation of the no, this didn't work. Wait. I had to do add line tags and then update localizations. And now we can go run this. So now we have ENUS set correctly, hopefully. ENUS. What did I say? What did I call this thing? I don't remember what I just wrote. I said this is a new string that got added. I don't see that in here. Yeah, I'm concerned something happened. Okay, we got to test it out. But I got to take a break first. So is it jump time? It's jump time. Hello, hello. Hey, ID Reels. Okay, close the game. So where we left off was, yeah, this string didn't get added, and I got to find out why. The only, oh wait, maybe it gets added at messages.pot. Oh, and we got to merge it? No, that doesn't make sense, does it? I don't know. Let's just open this up. Test. No, it did not get added at anything. What am I missing here? I think I need to formalize this process so that I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Because there's like 3 different buttons you can press here. Export strings and metadata as CSV might be the one. Write all the lines in your Yarn project to a CSV in your base language, including metadata, line IDs, and names. And then this is update localization CSV. Okay, I guess I need to click this button. Localization, Yarn. No, it's not even in there. Resources, Yarn, CSVs, base. Okay, we gotta write instructions on how to do the localization process, and like how do you add a new language. I need to write all of the steps. Try adding German. Yeah. Okay, so now did it get added? It should get added to one of the CSV files. I guess the base one. Resources, Yarn, CSVs, base, test. Ah, yeah, there it is. Okay, so this exists. Now we run. Just close the other tabs. Now we run this, and this will put it in the English file. In fact, that's all it should do, right? And put it in messages.pot. Well, it went into the English file. It did not go into messages.pot. That's not good. Yeah, that's not good. Strange. Hey, VX. Not going into messages.pot after running the converter. It feels like it should be part of message merge doing that. Does this update? It does update it. But it didn't get put into here. And it didn't get put into here either. Okay, well, that's a problem. What's even responsible for doing this? Write POT. Write entries and write text file. The whole string builder? Sure. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so write entries is what's needed. We go through everything in the catalog entries. Catalog is pretty much just a list of entries here. And we generate it from a CSV. So you go through everything in a CSV file, which should be the base CSV file. Is that what's happening? Yes. Okay. So we have this one here. So then what's going wrong? Go through each entry. If it's not null, append it to the builder with an entry. Yeah. And then just write it. What am I missing then? Let's put a breakpoint here. I need a run configuration if I'm going to debug this. Ah, fine. So what should we call this? Yarn spinner converter. Convert. Yeah. And we want to run with these things. Okay. So program arguments are going to be the project. What is this running? It's running the executable itself. So we don't actually need that. We just need convert and then the input CSV and then the output directory. And our working directory should be the root. Click OK and click this button and hope everything works. That's strange. Trying to take control of another process. Why does it have to do that? Why are we not just running? Whoop. Okay. So catalog should have a whole bunch of entries, 115. Yeah, the second entry, I think. Yep, there it is. So we skipped the first one, but we look at the second one. So now we should be on the second entry, and this entry should be... No, wait, no. Third entry, sorry. Click the play button again. Whoops. Okay, I messed that up. let me do that again. I don't know why that's popping up every time. Was it debug launches at regular? Hey, Mulberry. I think so. With at least running Godot, it was fine. It might be something else it's trying to do here, some permission that it needs or something. It doesn't look like it's necessary though. So maybe there's something else that I need to change here. Yeah, I'll need to look into that later. All right, so here we want to hit play and then play again. And then, yeah, here's the new string. Okay, so what's going wrong here? So we append this to the builder. We append the line number. We've already added entry.file. Somewhere we should append the text itself. Yeah, which is here. Translated question mark is false. Oh. Oh. Where does translated come from? In write entries? Write the POT file. No, it's in this file. It's not in this file. Wait a second. God, this is confusing. I think what we're doing is we're writing the line ID. So this is actually in here. Yeah, it is. Okay, maybe that's expected. Maybe all of this is expected and I'm the dummy. I think that is what's happening. Yeah, that is what's happening. Okay. All right. Well, this is what I said is one of the downsides of this method is that when you have a blank file, like this is the French file and it's blank, you can't tell what the source string is. All you have is this ID. I mean, a human can't tell. You can't look at this and be like, oh yeah, that was the test string. Okay. But wait a second. We should now be able to upload this to Weblate and it'll tell us what it is, right? So this process should still work. All right, we got to get this down to a science because I'm going to need to do this for real at some point. Okay, so let's go test this yet again. We got to click the plus, click this. Can I just delete the entire project? Whatever, I don't care. All right, component name, what am I doing? Upload translation files. So this should be in this one. And then this. And we call this, let's just name it the same thing as whatever string I just created. This is a new string. Yeah, this is a new string. Okay, so continue. I'm going to click this option. And I want to find out what went wrong with this option. So category, component name, all that stuff looks fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's good, good, good. Cool. File format, we set to monolingual. Gonna make sure I clicked that. It definitely did. File mask needs to be star.po. Monolingual base file needs to be enus.po. And then that's pretty much it, right? Yeah. Now I hit save. And we should see French in here. We do. And we should see the new string. Perfect. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's not marked fuzzy. Why is it not fuzzy? Definitely be fuzzy. It's fuzzy here. That's strange. What changed? Is it incorrect in the archive? I don't know what the ID is. Here it is. Oh, it's fuzzy in the archive too. What? Why is it not fuzzy here? Are any of them fuzzy? Okay, I'm confused because it says oh, maybe when it's blank, it knows that it's not supposed to be blank, so it doesn't say that it's fuzzy. That might just be a Weblate thing. Yeah, that might be how that works. Yeah, that's probably how that works. Let me just make sure. Weblate, why are, whoops, blank strings not marked fuzzy? Wait, what? CSV has fuzziness? Did I know that? No, I must have known that. Price hike for the Steam Deck. Price hike. Steam Deck just got a massive price hike. What are the prices? On the lower end, it's going from, whoa, $240 increase. That's like a 50% increase. Wow. RAM is killing everybody, huh? Also, if Valve is jumping the price by that much on whatever one model I just looked at, then this probably doesn't bode well for their new Steam devices they were going to be making, huh? Because a lot of people are probably going to base their purchase on like, well, is that a decent price? You know, I don't really need this, but it's convenient. And if it's like $1,200, they probably won't buy it. All right, so if this is just how Weblate works, then I think this is fine. It's at least clear when you click the translate button that you need to translate this stuff. In fact, there's one string that's already marked translated, right? Where's that? Unfinished, unfinished, untranslated, checks. Where's finished? Translated here. Yeah. Some updated French words. Okay, cool. Yeah. Wow. I think everything's working. Man, this is really cool. Because this was a lot of work. Yeah. All right. We still have more to do. Although I am starting to flag here. You see what the price tag will be? Won't be cheap based on this? Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be cheap. There were three things that they mentioned, right? A VR thing, a controller, and the like the GameCube looking thing for your TV. That's a Steam machine, I guess? What was it? Steam Index, Steam machine, and Steam controller? I think the controller launched, right? I don't remember what the price is though. Oh, $100? That's not actually that bad for what they're giving you. I think 8BitDo just released a like 100 something dollar controller. I don't know what. It was like more than 100, I think. I mean, I don't think this is cheap. I remember buying, GameCube and N64 controllers for less than half the price. Granted, that was a long time ago. So adjusted for inflation, it's probably more than this price. Okay, so we did get this in there, yeah. It's about the same as price as most other controllers. Yeah, although the controller wasn't the thing I expected to have a high cost associated with. They're machines that need RAM and a GPU. Those are going to be tough. Okay, so yeah, I need a README for all of this. How do you add a new language and like what should you see at each phase? Note that you won't see translated or you won't see English strings in the .pot or the non-English files. So this is working. Okay. Let's go and check in what I've done so far. Because I've got a lot of context in my head right now. I don't want to lose this stuff. So this I don't actually care about. I don't want to actually keep any of these things. I just wanted to test it. And I have tested it now. It's true. It's not even a joke. What? Did I did I save this? Hold on a second. Let me just look at the files that we actually have here. There's this one. This got rid of Hello World. Good. There's this, which I think now needs to be updated. Why do we have an English CSV file in the first place? Because Yarn Spinner needs it to be able to convert to a PO file. Okay. So why is player 2 written over here? And did needs update get put here twice? It did. Won't this just keep getting put in until this file is like infinitely large? Oh man. I mean, we could just have a regex that searches for some number of those and collapses them into one. But I kind of want to find out what's doing that. But still, I want to check in first. Check in what we've done, and then figure out how this can appear multiple times. I guess we don't need it there twice. Can appear multiple times in what? enus.csv? So do I even want to save any of this? I don't think so. Just delete it all. Hello world should probably be gone though. It was deleted from the base one as well. Yeah, sure. Where did that even exist? I must have. I don't know. Okay. All right, French. French shouldn't have changed probably. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, then the PO files. The PO files we should never touch. These are eventually going to be in the submodule. And now they can be marked fuzzy. Interesting. This had a message ID thing here, which is how the fuzzy matching works from message merge, which is probably incredibly dangerous. Isn't this fun? All right, what are we providing in message merge? I wouldn't have known how to do any of this stuff, by the way, if I hadn't looked into this for Skeleseller. Update, backup none, dash dash previous. All right, let's go look at. Oh, what did that do? What? What is this dialog? I've never seen this before. I accidentally pressed a hotkey and I opened this thing up. Is this just the last stuff that I did? Oh, all right. Well, anyway, interesting. What was I trying to do? Oh yeah, look up what message merge, how that works. Man, message merge. Keep previous message IDs of translated messages. What does that mean? Because what we're seeing here is a comment with an old message ID, right? This get added anywhere else? Got deleted from there. Well, it got removed from like a million spots in this file. Does this show up on the website? Fortunately, this is going to be very hard to find. Let's search for this one, maybe. I don't know how you're supposed to find this. Context. There it is. Line. Message context? We don't have message context. What? Let me download these files. Yeah, this. Where's this context coming from? I forgot what the short form of context is. I would expect TXT to be in there, but it could be text. No. I don't see it at all. Scary question. Search for this. Yeah, scary question. Context is set over here. Line. It's a message ID. That definitely shows. Oh, maybe it's in the English file? No. Maybe it's in messages.dot. Also no. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how this works. In Skeleseller, though, when we did this, like if I look at scripts DEDE, there should actually be context here. Yeah, message CTXT. And that's what causes this to show up. So if I search for, let's say, fireball, yeah, context is there. And that's what we're seeing over here too, but there is no message CTXT. Whoops. Strange. I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know what else this could even pull from. Weblate context. Provides related info about the current string. String attributes. Things like message ID. Okay, so it's just pulling the message ID. Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't know that's how Weblate worked. Interesting that shows as context because it also shows. Oh no, that's all. That's the only place where it shows. Oh, okay. So we through a lot of information today. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Sometimes I look back at this stuff like, I don't know, two months from now. Imagine if I look back and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did all of that. Like in the moment, I don't feel too worn down by this. It's actually been moderately interesting, and I feel like I'm solving a bunch of small puzzles. But yeah, this is all just going to seem like witchcraft in the future to me. All right, so the context gets injected here. So I'm still not seeing any problems. Except for this. But this doesn't show anywhere in Weblate, so it doesn't really matter, does it? OC. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Maybe that's what I was trying to figure out. Is when I search for this, why does this string show up? No, that should show up there. Where is this is what I'm trying to find, I guess. Doesn't exist anywhere. So these all just got deleted? Huh. Maybe everything's fine. Yeah, maybe everything's fine. Okay. This is something. I should probably just rerun the localizer thing. Resources, yarn, base, update. There. Okay, so now ideally everything is back to normal. Yep. Now the PO file we would go generate again. I feel like there should be one tool to do this. In fact, maybe that's what I write down over here. Like maybe have AI add a nice interface for this. E.g., I just added a string, or it shows a choice of convert or merge or both. You would often just want both to run. In fact, that's all our tools should do. And maybe the tool shouldn't even have any arguments to it. Did excluding the tool from the build actually exclude it? Let me think about this. I think you're talking about earlier when I wrote out that like 4 MB long string, and I wanted to see how to get it out of the build. And what I ended up doing is I split into 2 solution files. So we have one for Godot and we have one for us as devs. And the Godot one just has a single game project. And that's what stopped that string from being included. So it did work. There's just one piece of information I didn't fully grasp, which is, when does Godot consult the solution file? Because it looked like all it cares about is the project file. I couldn't figure out why it seemed like that. So yeah, this is what's tough about this. This line ID exists, but it's impossible to know what this means. And then searching for it should bring it up, but only in the English file, I guess. This is a new string that I added. How's that still there? Did I delete that? Oh no. No. I guess I need to run these things, or this maybe. Did that fix it? I did fix it. Okay, good. Whew. Oh my god, this is nuts. Just nuts. All right, so this about ENUS, this should be checked in on its own. Let's go check that in. Specify language as ENUS, not EN. So this, and this should all be checked in next. This thing should be deleted. Whoa, what was that? You can look at zip files in, hold on a second. I want to see that again. I compress all of this. I then click the zip file. Wait, what? It showed some table up here. Where'd that come from? How do I get back to that? Huh. I don't know. Yeah, weird. I wonder if I'm hallucinating that. Because I don't see anything else doing that anymore. No. Hey, ha, ha, ha. Okay. So add functionality to mark fuzzy strings. I'll just say AI wrote this. And then we want to actually like stabilize all our files that we have here. This one I actually want to do from the command line, because I wanted to do git add dot and see what actually changed. That's good. That's good. Yep. 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 And yep. Cool. Okay. So I don't know, like stabilize translation files. I changed some names, regenerated everything. Yeah, and regenerated everything. Had no diff. Maybe check one version in, then update the file. Yeah, I need to like finalize those instructions. Needs update, which I want to do soon. But I want to figure out this part next. How does this appear multiple times? So how I think it appears is I go over to here and I type something like tutorial man. And then I got to run the generation. So I start with this and plug that in. Talking about the zip file, only half paying attention. Oh, I see. I misunderstood what you were saying. Yeah. Oh, what was that? Yeah, what is this? Oh, it's the diff of the zip file? Huh. Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. So I guess I double clicked the zip file accidentally. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so did I generate the new one of these? I did. So there's base. So now I want to go run this stuff. And this. And now did needs update get there another time? What file is this even in? In the CSV file. I didn't even update the CSV file. Now I have. Yes, it did. So it just keeps tacking on needs update over and over. I mean, I guess it's kind of interesting because it tells you how many updates you haven't given it. But I think this is dumb. Especially because we don't touch the English CSV, do we? Let me think about this. No, we don't. I should just get over to here. Yeah, it does. So we want this to not happen. But this kind of seems like a bug in Yarn Spinner. Although finding Yarn Spinner issues is not easy. They have this centralized repo, but it might not be a centralized one. It might be a C# one. So let's just search all of them for needs update. Well, it's not in here. So let's go search the next one. It's not in here. And that's pretty much it. Okay, well, we could look through their source code and try to find out what's doing this. Update localizations. Here it is, update localizations button. Let's go find out what that does. Here it is, on update localizations clicked. There that is, update localization CSVs. Found it. Now what does this do? Compile all scripts. All right, where's that? Here it is. Before I look at this, and now somehow we're in. Oh, never mind. Needs update. Ah, here it is. Now loop over all of these. Update our translated dictionary to include a note that it needs attention. Yeah, if it already contained needs update though, I don't think it should add it another time, right? I'm probably going to file this as a bug and I'll just kind of leave it up to them. Like I consider it a bug, but they might not. And one of the other problems too is you might naturally include needs update in one of your strings, in which case you wouldn't want it to delete it. But maybe you'd check to see if that's the entire string. Yep, I'm just going to go file a bug and leave it up to them. Why can't I click this? Yeah, every once in a while my mouse messes up. I had to unplug it and plug it back in. I should get my new mouse in a couple months, I think. I'm still looking forward to this thing. I'm not totally sure how I'm going to set it up. And it'll take some thought because I have more buttons on my current mouse than the new one has because of all these ones on the side. But yeah, should arrive in like July. All right, what am I doing? Filing a bug. New issue. Needs update. Can be prepended infinitely. Well, not infinitely, I guess. Repeatedly. All right, so what's our repro here? Repro steps. What do we do? Update localizations? Updates a CSV file. Yeah. So I go into my yarn script. I change it to 3-torial man. And then I click update localizations. And where's our script? Yeah, so it has 3 needs updates. If I click it again, it should have 4, I believe. Yes. Okay, so that's our repro. So have a yarn script with a string in it already. Or with a line of dialogue in it. In your yarn project in the inspector. I guess inspect your yarn project in Godot and click update localizations. Yep. And then modify the line of dialogue and click update localization again, and then repeat the last 2 steps however many times. Expected outcome. Not actually totally sure this is a bug, but I would, well, maybe I should say at the beginning. All right, close this. All right. I think I would only expect to see needs update show up once. Actual outcome. Each time you repeat the steps, it'll prepend needs update. So you'll eventually have a string like this. Line like this in your CSV file. Wait, did I delete an ending quote? Did I delete? I messed something up here. Yeah, the comma. There it is. Okay. Resources yarn slash test.yarn. Sure, whatever. I'll just do this. Start 9. This 9 would actually be a 1. Okay, there we go. Other notes. The code that sets this is here. And that code should probably, if you do decide not to duplicate needs update, that code should probably make sure the original string wasn't already needs update in totality, or else it could get confusing for someone not to see the warning. I could actually shorten this down. Yeah, there. Okay, cool. All right. Now let's see time until eyes emoji here. Because the person who runs this repo, Dog, has actually been pretty on top of things. And I'm not actually sure how they see this so fast. But I am actually kind of curious to see if we just wait here for a little bit longer. Will we see the reaction? I'm not certain that reactions show up in real time, but I think they do. Anyway, let's leave that open to the side for a little bit. Could just have notifications set up on phone. Yeah, they might. But still, that means they're dropping everything they're doing. Like they've responded within a minute, I think, last time. That's pretty fast. Also, I think that goes a long way. Like diligence in a repo. Yeah, see, there we go. Oh, this is Magnus. Okay. Well, now I know your GitHub name. They're gonna be like, oh, I already clicked it. All right, so should we work around this at all? Because every single time I modify dialogue, this is gonna happen, and I never modify this file, so I'll never delete these. Yeah, like needs update is meaningless for us. I mean, if any, I don't think that's the case. I think they just have notifications on their phone or something. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me, my GitHub repository. Hey, you never know. They might be. Yeah, now we know they update in real time. Yeah. All right, what do we do about this? I'm still not totally sure what this is for exactly. Include a note that it needs attention. So you're supposed to go look at these files, but marking them fuzzy is more helpful than what we do. Needs update in our case. Huh. Let me think about this. This doesn't make it into our PO file, does it? No, it just wipes it out. So if I run the PO stuff again, let's go try that. Only the first one generates. No, they both do. This didn't get updated. What happened? What happened? It should say 3 tutorial man. Oh, right. I didn't click the button. Oh, man. I don't like this process. I want to automate this whole thing. And I don't know how easy that'll be to do. So I have to do that first and then these commands. And now it should say, yeah, 3 tutorial man. Yeah, so the needs update stuff just goes into the ether for me. I'm going to check one more time. No. No emoji. Must be sleeping. So to figure out how, I guess, like prevent. Actually, if they fix this bug, or like where'd the bug thing go? If they address this, I don't need to do anything. So I guess I will wait and see if they chime in. So wait for a response on this issue. If they say they'll only emit it once, then I don't really have to do anything. If they don't respond or don't commit to fixing it, then I should prevent these from accumulating in my. It's only in what the. No, it's in the base, isn't it? It's in base and it's in English. Is it? Is there a French one of these? It's every file. Okay, yeah. So I need to change it in the base so that that doesn't happen. If I delete this, what happens? Like I just outright delete needs update. And then I guess run this stuff. No, this doesn't touch CSVs. What am I doing? I need to click this button. Does this get added every single time? No. Hey, Napchar. Receive the new keyboard. Really is a change. Yeah. Yeah. I think typing English on it is not too bad. But I think getting used to coding on it is pretty tough. Hey, Craze. Today has been just a heck of a day. I have been looking into localization stuff. We've been making some pretty solid progress. We've gotten almost everything kind of figured out. We've got a bunch of cleanup to do and other little improvements we can make. But yeah, all in all, I think we've got a pretty good solution for localizing the new game. Yeah, so we need to delete this from all the CSV files. We could just find and replace with a regex. The needs update, though, doesn't make it to the PO file. Why is that? Because we're forming this. Yeah, we're forming this. Okay. So our CSV files just don't even really matter. Like, we probably shouldn't check them in, right? I think we just shouldn't check in our CSV files. I don't see a reason why we should. Yeah. They're completely throwaway. So that we can get PO files and we can generate the CSV files on demand. Yeah, I think this is the solution. Did it not mind there being multiple needs update attributes? I guess that's a deciding factor on whether it's an important bug. Weblate never sees those because the process we have here is a little bit peculiar. So what we do is we use Godot to generate CSV files. We then convert the CSVs ourselves into PO files for Weblate. And in the process, we wipe out all of the strings except in English, and we take those right from, yeah, where we take them from the original text. So like we never see the needs update. This could be an entire novel and it never show up anywhere for us other than in this file, which this file is kind of a throwaway. Normal typing is pretty good. Coding is actually a pain. It gets better. Yeah, it does get better. And I was just saying this the other day, but I think it helps to have your key map visible to you as you're typing. So either like have it on your screen or print it out and put it on a piece of paper on your desk. And specifically for your symbol layer, I think that's where it's going to be the hardest to figure out. Because if you're going to stick with QWERTY, let's say, then like you already pretty much know where all the keys are. And you can use almost any keyboard of any shape in that case. But yeah, the symbols have no bearing because on a QWERTY keyboard, they're like on the outsides of the keyboard. So yeah, I think just printing that out would be good. Print it out in front of you. Yeah. I think it's a good idea. Okay, so the steps are something like this, like modify a .yarn file. Then it's going to be to click export strings and metadata as CSV. Strings and metadata as CSV. And then do you have to click this one too? Update localizations? Yeah, you do. This just produces the base language. Make sure to include where to export this in the instructions. But ideally, we automate this entire thing. That's the next big step, I think. Next big step, automate the clicking of stuff in Godot. I should be able to call into their scripts directly, hopefully. I don't know what that's going to take. Yeah, I got to do some research on that. All right, then no, wait. First, we need to add line tags to scripts. Add line tags to scripts. Then we call update localizations. Then run converter tool, convert merge. Yeah. What a workflow. Yeah, so the main things, this and this. This stuff all seemed like it was fine. Make sure to talk about how the plural forms get added by Weblate automatically, so you don't have to worry about them when you edit a string. This is done. All right, so have I answered all the questions? Can emerge metadata for languages? I'm only asking so I can update my notes. I think I updated my notes. I sure hope I did. Yes. Cool. All right, what do we want to use for line tags? Yeah, I want to say this. Automatically generated one, since it would show fine in Weblate. So I want to put that in my high-level solution somewhere. Where are my high-level solution notes? I am sticking to the randomly generated line tags to identify strings so that I don't need to craft special names for all of them. On Weblate, the English string will show alongside the translation, I guess. The text input for translation. Okay, what other questions do we have here? Yeah. How do we handle pluralization? Yeah, this I need to write down somewhere. How do I want the workflow to look? I want to delete lines, define lines in English so you can actually read each file like a normal person. Yeah, this is another important thing I want to write down in my high level notes. I get to keep all .yarn files in plain English, which makes them very easy to read. This, oh yeah, I already wrote that up there. Yeah. All right, any other questions that we haven't answered? CSV to PO. Yeah, I gotta write that down if that's not already there. Yeah, I did. Well, I guess it's not that entirely, so that Weblate will work with them. Monolingual get text is only for .po files. And we can include the reference there. Oh. You can't link to this, can you? Oh, you can. ID 1. Wow. All right, how do we handle gender, articles, plurals, etc.? The only two options, I think, use, what is it, select? Yarn spinner select? I think it is. I know this is old documentation. Yeah, select is that. Can we find this now? Well, what is going on? Markup. So option 1, use select markup. And option 2 is wrap in if statements. I think that's pretty much it. Alternatively, well, maybe there's another option. Like write a custom tool to extract to the .po format for plurals. Yeah, then we could even generate plural tags ourselves. I don't think I want to do that. How do we get fuzzy strings to work? Okay. How do we get proper line IDs? How do we specify dialogue for yarn? By the way, this is how this started. Like this is such a vague question. How are we going to specify dialogue? Are we still able to do it in English? That would make it a lot easier to work with. I didn't even know that I'd be able to do this 2 days ago or something. That like I could just write the whole file still in English. Because at some point I thought what I might have to do was something like this. This whole text would turn into something like this. Like tutorial man greeting. Players stare. Tutorial man question. And that this would have been misery. It would have been so bad. You need to like go into another file to see that the greeting is equal to this. So I'd probably want a tool for just viewing this stuff. Anyway, yeah, would have been a gigantic pain. So these questions have been answered. How do we automate yarn spinner? Yeah. Hey, Green Blob. Hello, fellow casual misery enjoyers. Well, we didn't go the misery route, but it could have been that way. All right, let's go fill out the journal. Worked on localization foundation again. Made large strides in understanding how everything works, separating .slnx files, improving the translation converter, the CSV to PO converter. Nuts. Wow. Well, it's unfair to put all this stuff onto the Thursday list, but I'm putting all this stuff on the Thursday list. Man, what a day. It's been like 7 hours. I'm pretty happy with how everything went. I think this might take till the end of Friday. I'm debating on having tomorrow's stream just be the Skeleseller Japanese stuff. It's still kind of localization related. It might not last the full time. It might last a little bit longer. All this will pay off big time in the future. Yeah, I hope. I mean, if this works and if I make another game in Godot, I could probably use all of this again. So it'll pay off an extra time. Yeah. Also, at some point, I want to update Weblate. I got to write that down. Is that already written down? Yeah. Oh, there's a lot to do still. Yeah, I think this will take till the end of Friday, which means that my 10-day budget for stabilization is going to be half spent on localization. Didn't I do something else though the other day? Did some planning, updated yarn spinner, fixed some bugs, worked through my to-do list. Yeah, I don't think I did any Weblate stuff. So Monday was just a normal stabilization day. I want to get back to those. We'll only have 5 more stabilization days. And then I want to get back to game dev. And in the remaining time, I want to do things like save slots and loading and whatever. If we don't get to that, though, I guess it's okay. I mean, really, by the time we're done with all the extra sub games and it's like August 1st, there will probably be, if I had to guess, maybe like 30 minutes of gameplay. It's not so long that you can't just play through the whole thing. And I will expose the cheat menu, which is if you're not going to have saving, you might as well have cheats. But I mean, obviously, saving is going to be important eventually. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna go crash. Yeah, what a day. Okay, I want to raid someone new today. I haven't found a new person in a while. Let's go to the raid channel thing, same category. Filter by tag English. All right, so we're looking for someone I'm not already following. This looks like it's in German. And I'm also looking for a low uptime person. Well, I searched for English. Why are non-English streams showing up? Huh. This person's got low uptime. We could probably raid them. Yeah. Okay, let's go raid them. All right. Thank you all for being here. Tomorrow will be a half day. I'll probably work on Scala Seller. And then we'll get back to this stuff on Friday. Yeah, that's all I have. Thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.